Good morning. This is Rajsekar Polapragada. This is extracted from chapter 3, How to Win the Interviews, from my forthcoming book, How to Double Your Salary. I know many are interested in promotions or picking up jobs with higher salaries, and if it is higher, then why not double? And the key to get the new jobs is the interview, while the key to get promotion is better performance. Now, interview, of course, depends on a better performance in the past. At the same time, interview has got an additional feature of giving confidence to a stranger that you are capable. So that is the crux of this chapter. There are few who would be confident saying that, yes, I can do. But the purpose of interview is not that whether you are confident or not, but how do you give confidence to the interviewer that you are capable of. Okay? If you start giving a lot about your capabilities, the other person will start doubting statements. If you give very less about your achievements, there's no way the interviewer would get to know that you are capable. So then how do you tackle this problem? There are two things which I would share with you. Before we're going into this chapter, some would get a doubt how I'm eligible to give you these tips on the interview. Okay, so I'll give you two incidents or two achievements which make me eligible to write this book or the chapter or give these tips for the interview. Number one, in 2000, I attended an interview where the interviewer, in no uncertain terms, told me that the position is not for me, and in fact, he categorically told me at the end of the interview that the position is closed and he is not going to take me for the job. Exactly after a week, I joined the job and worked for 1 month. At the end of the 1 month, I offered the salary to him and just told him, this job I have taken up only as a challenge whether I can get a job where I was rejected in an interview. So he was surprised. He said, no, you already earned your salary. For 1 month you worked here. So take the money, he said. So I took the money and then gave it for charity. So this happened in 2002. This incident I just want to share with you to tell you that after you are rejected, getting a job is impossible. I think so. So that is one thing. The second incident I want to tell you, there was an interview I planned while I was going to my native country, and I stopped on the way in Dubai. Unfortunately, the one who was supposed to be interviewing me couldn't interview me. So my trip to the office was almost like a waste of time. And I was to come back to my hotel and then pack up for my next flight. So just before that, I talked to few minutes to the receptionist. And what I talked and what happened are not very important. You can read in my book. So followed by some person has interviewed me and I got an offer, and I worked for 2 years on that job. Okay. In fact, this was after I was offered the job. I demanded double the salary and I got it. Now, to start with, the person who is supposed to be interviewing me was not available for me because he was busy with something else. Yet he employed or directed one person to interview me, and then he offered me at the end of the that interview the job, which I negotiated for double the amount what he offered, and then finally I worked on it. So these two incidents would, I hope, make me eligible to write the book as well as give the short note on how to face the interviews. Okay, as we were talking about that, if you are too confident, doesn't mean that the interviewer would be impressed, or if you are too modest, the interviewer would be tempted to discount your performance. Then how do you tread the middle path? This is what actually I'm going to discuss in this small message. For now, we'll just take a break. Let's look at some do's and some don'ts in the interview, and that would complete the first part of this, how to win an interview, and the second part we'll deal later. What are the do's? Do's. Be clear and brief in giving out your capabilities, achievements, not necessarily in the chronicle order. You come out with your best performance and best achievement in the number one, and come down, say 2, 3, 4, whatever you have in the order of your preference. Or okay, so like I just now told you about the two incidents of my interview where the impossible rejected one, I got it like that. So take the best achievement and then do it. And don't talk about obvious things, like some of the qualifications, some of the things which you already have told them and then they know it. So you don't have to repeat them. And the third, instead of giving a direct statement of that you are outstanding, let the interviewer deduct that you are outstanding from your statements. I can give an example, but I would suggest that you will come out with your own example, how you give a direct and an indirect statement about your achievements. Let the first statement be what makes it a difficult task or a tough one. The second one is how you achieved it. These two, both statements are important. If you give only how you made it, then the other person will not know how difficult it is. And if you make it only the difficult one, the interviewer will not know. Okay, I will give an example of that if you want. That is, say I attended an interview, or I have scored 99% in TOEFL. Now, 99% is the maximum in the world because you are better than 99% people who appeared the TOEFL exam. It's not a big deal, but what I want to tell you is that, so the first you explain that what is that 99% score is, where you are not exactly talking about yourself, you are talking about what is the level. And then second one, you say that you achieved it. Like for example, if you are a Nobel Prize winner, you don't have to explain Nobel Prize is unique and then you got it. Okay, the minute you got the Nobel Prize and your interview is you're just through. You don't have to give the interview. So if you have a Nobel Prize, please tell in the first itself in your interview. If you don't have, then in the order. Okay. So the second thing is about the job which you are going to take up. what are the major hurdles or major challenges in the job. You try to understand and then highlight those qualifications of yours or the capabilities of yours. For example, it's not the field of marketing or technical, that kind of what I'm telling about. If the job demands that you, what you call as, supervise many people, then definitely the interviewer would like to know how many people were, how many number of staff were reporting to you. Suppose you don't have enough staff in your present group, then you are at a disadvantage. Similarly, some of the experiences you have or some of the projects you handled, if they are relevant to the job we are being interviewed, highlight them the first. So these are the first do's which I would say. One is your outstanding achievement, the other is relevance to your present job in terms of challenge. Then don'ts, I would say. Number one, normally we try to think that if somebody asks a question and you do not know the answer, then you may lose the interview. This is absolutely wrong. And with my experience of interviewing so many people, I would say that if you are an honest person and you say you don't have the experience, or if you are an honest person, you say that you failed, it won't really harm your interview chances. However, what harms your interview chances are, you have to explain clearly and convincingly why you failed in a project. And if you do not know what kind of effort or what kind of opportunity is there for you to learn that. Like for example, you may say that yes, I will learn that quickly and then implement that. But that would be just a promise. What I would say, if you have an opportunity or in the past if you have dealt with that kind of subject, then you have a chance to mention that. Like for example, I had 2 PhDs registered in IIT which I abandoned. Right? I didn't complete my PhD. But the subject and the work I have done on my research is my asset. So, if there is anything which you have not completed or which you have not, shown in your achievements, if that is what is related to your future job or the question which you asked in the interview, you would say that, yes, I have an experience on that and I would complete my earlier study, like that, you have to complete things. But whereas you have a preference or you have a reference where you have worked earlier. Suppose you don't have any experience of or knowledge of that, say so frankly and don't give an explanation why you didn't have that knowledge or experience. Okay? So this is normally what people will do. When they do not know, they try to say that they know it. Second thing is, when they do not know the answer, they try to give a reason why they did not know. Don't do both. Okay? So this is the first part. I would say, the last don't, I would say that don't hurry the interviewer into conclusion, or don't hurry him into the next question, or you don't show impatience in the interview room. Okay? And he is interviewing you. You don't have to bother about what he is asking and when he is going to ask and what questions he is going to ask. It is his botheration. Okay? So, but unfortunately, we all have a little bit of anxiety on the outcome of the interview. So, we will be a little bit anxious about what he is going to ask, that you don't have. And keep your smile intact and keep your calm face, and that is the best indication for your confidence. And this completes the first part of how to win an interview, and the second part will start a bit later. Thank you, all the best. And in fact, my dream is that an interview is there for you to win. All the best.